All right, ladies and gentlemen, a few years back, and by a few, like 10 years ago, one of the earliest episodes for the podcast, the GI podcast, youtube.com/GI updates if you're unfamiliar. One of the topics we covered was that gamers are supposedly the best lovers out of every type of niche and hobby enthusiast in the world. So, me personally, no sex before marriage, but for all those who are having sex before marriage, shout out for all y'all putting it down. That I knew. That's a study that was done like 10 years ago. What I didn't know is there were apps out here for gamers to meet up. I mean, you got your Bumbles, you got your Tinders, you got your Hinge for the unhinged niggas. But apparently there was a very specific dating app for gamers to meet up and smash one another's. And unfortunately, Nintendo shut it down. Super Smash Bros. Dating app has been sent a cease and desist letter. That's right, freaky amiibos, freaked out amiibos. Let's learn about it. A Super Smash Bros. Fan app that described itself as the premium dating app for Smashers has been blocked from release, its creator has said.
For the resub?
Yo, shout out to Slade Hood with the sub. Appreciate it.
Although not as loyal as Amy's dumbasses.
You found your ex on there. Oh no. He found his ex on the Smashed Out app, fucking bent over, no panties on, with a fucking Minish cap on. Say it ain't so. Smashed Together was first announced nearly a year ago, back in June 2024, and had this week been edging towards a beta release. 24 hours from launch, Nintendo now appears to have stepped in, as Smashed Together's creator has suddenly reported receiving a notice demanding they cease and desist what they're doing. So here we go. We got the official account right here. After months of development, Smashed Together is entering open beta. The app will be available to the public on May 15th, which was supposed to be today. Access is currently waitlist only, but release day spots can be reserved by texting LOVE to this phone number, and your number will automatically be saved. Well, they tweeted out, we got a cease and desist with the classic Yoshi and Super Mario 64 looking into the sunset. Disappointed. Although I'm pretty sure it was just because he was at ease, but a lot of times you use it because you was disappointed.
Thanks for subscribing. Now, TBH,
shout out to Memento with the sub. Appreciate it. Then let's see what else is gonna. There are lots of reasons why Nintendo likely thought Smash Together, an app designed to pair up fans to its colorful fighting game filled with kid-friendly characters, was a terrible idea, probably copyright infringement being just one. Still, there will be some out there looking forward to Smash Together being a thing. Indeed, earlier this week, the app's creators announced they had already secured 400 pre-registrations from fans keen to play on the app. I guarantee you 400 people who pre-registered for this app, probably about 395 of them were men. And of those 5 that were actually women, I doubt any of them were above a 5. And of the 400 men and women who did register for this, I guarantee you about 95% of them are unemployed. Yo, you know the funny thing about this is this actually could work, like a Tinder for gamers. Very niche. It would probably help, because nerds sometimes they feel like it's hard to get access to people might judge them or whatever. So like a nerd dating app could have worked, and it could have been called Smash Together. It could have been Tinder for gamers. They could have kept the name. The issue is, like, in their Twitter, you clearly are referencing Super Smash Bros. Like, they should have did it where they drew their own thing that was like a hint to Mario or something, but you can't use their fucking logo, bruh. It's called Reddit. Niggas on Reddit is not fucking. Get the fuck out of here.
Only lame niggas say that shit.
Niggas on Reddit fucking. I don't want to say that shit. But yeah, they shouldn't have did the artwork like that. And I think they might have been able to get away with it. You said Reddit users don't fuck. Yeah, exactly. They don't fuck. They do not fucking fuck. Sadly, this means, look, let's just get this out of the way. Mario fans will no longer be able to lay the pipe. Solid Snake lovers will no longer live up to the name, and you won't be able to browse King Deddedee's D. There have been no further updates from the Smash Together creator since the announcement of the cease and desist, but we've contacted them for a comment. Nintendo's continually busy legal team recently celebrated a significant win against piracy for the entire games industry after squashing a file sharing site used for illegal games. Mario, what the fuck does this have to do with anything? I guess they just didn't respond to it. You'd be surprised what Reddit can do. They keyboard on Reddit. Discord kittens. Yeah, they not on Reddit. They on Discord. That's where they be having all the e-sex, Discord. But this is fucking funny. I thought this was funny, bro. It was a joke, But bro, I know the people who made the Smash Bros. Dating app. It was legit a joke. It was just a tweet. Sure. That's why the website covered it. We're gonna believe the guy. Not only gonna believe the guy in the chat. You want me to believe you, the guy in the YouTube chat, over Eurogamer. You could be wrong. It's just you're in the YouTube chat, so it's like it already kind of lowers your brings the credibility down. He said, yeah, maybe if he was in the Twitch chat, and don't come over here because it's too late. But it's a YouTube chat. Even if it was a joke, either way, I still laughed. If it was just a joke, even if it was a joke or it wasn't a joke, we gotta laugh out of it. So I guess we won. Why are you so pressed at it? I'm at work, bro. Twitch is blocked. Yeah, okay. He said, tell him to hit the like button. He said, yeah, trust me, bro. I know them. I know who made the app. That's why the people registered for the shit. Anyways, before we move on to the next article, I got some more Nintendo stuff as well as some PlayStation stuff. Friendly reminder, I'm giving away a free copy of South of Midnight. It is a new platforming game available on Xbox and PC with the black girls. Got all the voodoo going on. I'll be streaming it later tonight. If you want to win a free copy, you got 5 days left to enter. Next Tuesday is when the giveaway ends. I forgot to pin it to the top of the chat here. I'm gonna pin it to the top of the chat. Enter the giveaway. If you're on YouTube, it'll be at the top of the description box if you're watching on YouTube. Why is it not letting me pin the fucking message, bro? Okay, let's go to get the shit out of my ear. Channel. Let's see if it'll let me pin it from here. There we go. Manually. Okay, the message should be pinned to the top if you want to enter the giveaway. So yeah, get in on that. Get on that. All right, next joint I got for you. I got some Nintendo news. My wife said you can get a Switch 2 by Christmas. What's the story behind that? I thought the devs gave you a physical copy, but I see the literal first sentence. Nah, I don't think there's a physical copy for this game. It's a digital copy. Next piece of news, Nintendo related. The next Super Mario movie title quietly was announced and quickly removed by NBC Universal. So if you're curious about what the next Super Mario movie will be, because if you saw the end, there would definitely be a sequel. We're now less than a year away from NBC Universal's next Mario movie, but almost nothing's been revealed about the sequel so far beyond a release date. We might, however, finally have a name to go with that limited information thanks to a hastily deleted official leak. In a press release shared overnight, NBC Universal detailed a few of its key movie, TV, and streaming releases for 2025 and 2026. On the film front, they included the likes of Wicked for the Good, Five Nights at Freddy 2. What? That shit's getting another movie already? That movie was not good, but I guess, hey, it just goes to show you, like, money rules everything. It did perform well. I think the budget was only like $5 million, and it did like $50 million in sales. So I mean, yeah, I guess the movie was ass, but it sold well. Gamers are gonna go out and support. I feel like with my generation, the difference, like older gamers, if the gaming movie was ass when the reviews came out, we wouldn't watch it. Like, it doesn't. That Minecraft movie supposedly ass. This Five Nights at Freddy movie, I saw it. That shit was ass. Niggas don't care now. They making a Roblox movie, I'm there. More power to you, I guess. Plus more Shrek and Minions, and the most notable for the purpose of this story, a little something called Super Mario World. Chicken jockey. It appeared to be A quiet confirmation that a name for NBC Universal's Super Mario Bros. Movie sequel has now been settled upon, one immediately conjuring visions of an adventure set beyond the familiar confines of the Mushroom Kingdom, while also giving grown-ups of a certain age a little blast of nostalgia as memories of the 1990 Super Mario Nintendo Classic resurface. So, I mean, the fact that it's called, because they took it down, the fact that the sequel is going to be called Super Mario World, it's all but confirmed Yoshi's going to be there. But, I mean, if you saw the first movie, you kind of knew that. Yo, shout out to L Giver in the YouTube chat with the super chat. He said it's Jay Hertz in the Twitch chat. I appreciate you the super chat, bro. That's the first horror movie where I fell asleep. Shit was whack, bro. I didn't get it. I was like, why do y'all like this fucking game? But yeah, it leaked and they took it down. So I'm gonna go on a whim and say this is probably about 90% true chance of it being true. We call it Super Mario World for anybody who cares. Five Nights at Freddy's for the PDFs. Hey, you said it, not me. I would not be surprised. They should do a poll on every. I watched Five Nights at Freddy at home, allegedly. I found a copy, but anyway. For the people who actually went in the movie theaters and saw that movie, I wonder, they need to do a poll to see how many people entered the movie theater with a Subway sandwich. A Subway sandwich and a Dr. Disrespect t-shirt. That would answer a lot of questions. A lot of questions. Next piece of Nintendo news. What up, Siggy? Massive day one patch means no Switch 2 reviews will be at the launch. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard that correctly. I've seen some articles title this differently. I've seen some articles say there will be no reviews for the Switch 2 the day it drops. I've seen some articles say don't expect too many reviews, meaning there might be a few. I'm leaning towards, because most articles have said don't expect any reviews, which means so not only do we have $80 and $90 games, which people in the YouTube chat, I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised. It's a lot of Nintendo dick munchers on Hokage highlights. Every time I say $90 Switch 2 games, somebody in the comment section says there's no 90. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. I never said every game was going to be $90, but some of the physical games are going to be $90. This was online in several articles. Just because you niggas don't read don't mean I'm going to be ill-informed. But yeah, it got $80, $90 games where the game is not on the cartridge. You got them being able to brick your console. At this point, I think they are bots. Fucking Minish Cap bots. A lot of anti-consumer practices with the Switch 2. And then the icing on the cake is there's a high probability there will be no day one reviews at launch, so you can make a good choice as a conscious consumer. Oh no. If you were hoping to see reviews of the upcoming Switch 2 before the big day, you may be out of luck. People aren't being sent early review copies of the console, and a large day one patch may be to blame. What are they patching? We won't be completely without news. There are early preview events for the Mario Kart World, for example, but the hardware itself is going to stay somewhat mysterious until you get it in your hands. The game business quotes an editor in their coverage saying anyone can get a hold of the console early from a dodgy retailer will have a head start in terms of coverage. It's a frustrating blow in the Switch's ongoing war against scalpers, but if the explanation for the lack of early copies is warranted, then that day one patch is going to be big. The game business also points out that the Switch 2 is dropping during the Summer Games Fest 2025, which will make early coverage for the console more hectic. That is true. We don't have E3 anymore, but we have the Summer Games Fest, and a lot of journalists are going to want to be there. But since they're dropping the Switch 2 at the same exact time, how are you going to be able to cover everything? That's going to be crazy. Everything I've seen on TikTok about the Switch 2 has been negative. I don't know. I don't know how they got so many pre-orders. Well, you have to keep in mind there's a lot of people that don't frequent spaces like this. You got to keep in mind, whatever we talk about here, we are the niche. Just because you sitting here and you choose to be informed doesn't mean that's your cousins, that's your brothers, your sisters. The average person still walks to GameStop and pre-orders or buys VC gift cards and shit like that. That's why. Even like the big websites like IGN, GameSpot, Kotaku, Polygon, Eurogamer, these are all still very niche websites. The average person is just going to Target, Walmart, GameStop, and just buying shit. They're not really paying attention to what's going on. They just walk into the store and they say, oh, a new Mario is out. They don't know necessarily that Nintendo has the ability to brick your stuff. So it's completely understandable why there's so many pre-orders. You're under the presumption that everybody's paying attention and they're not. And matter of fact, a great example of this is, I mean, look what's going on, at least in the United States, all the bullshit that's going on in the country. Your Cheeto in Chief has accepted a $400 million
I appreciate the
plane
twin.
from a country.
Super bag on a super nigga like me would be super appropriate for a time like this.
A $400 million plane, aka a bribe, from a country that's known to fuel terrorists. The same guy in 2016 who said he doesn't fuck with that country. And also, they could be bugging the plane. Just crazy shit going on. If Obama would have did this shit, they would have been calling for him to be impeached. Anyways, you got stuff like that going on, right? You got an unelected official who was in the fucking IRS going through our personal records and shit like that. And motherfuckers don't even know that's going on. You think they know what's going on with the Switch 2? Nigga, it's scary out here. I've even caught myself sometimes being like, because I get it. To be fair, people are working a 9 to 5. You're tired. You probably hit the gym afterwards and you just want to go to sleep. It can be hard to keep up with stuff. I found myself being burnt out from reading the news, but then it's like, you gotta stay on top of this shit so you can be ready for anything, bro. But so it doesn't surprise me that it got a lot of pre-orders because a lot of people don't pay attention to real life shit. So they damn for sure ain't paying attention to no video game shit.
Not as loyal as Amy's done.
High key goes against the two. High key. And he knows it because he circumvented that shit. The reason he's able to accept that plane is because it's going to, he owns like some LLC. It'll go to his Congress after he retires, basically. It's not going directly to the president. They found a loophole so he can accept gifts from foreign entities, which is against the Constitution. Yo, shout out to Black Hoodie with the sub. Appreciate it. What'd you link over here? There are no $90 games before tax. Bet. Let me look. April 11th. The confusion around $90 Switch 2 games proves how broken the internet is. If you're a gamer who's been on Facebook or YouTube in the past week, I've seen it on Twitter from all the major websites, by the way, there's probably a good chance you've seen people arguing about the Switch 2's pricing. My Facebook out. Why does he keep blaming digital? First of all, I've never heard of this website, by the way, King Juice. You got a more reputable source? I've never heard of this website because I was picking it up from reputable websites. I didn't get this shit off Facebook. Anyways, there's one problem. Mario Kart World does not cost $90, at least based on what we know right now. No currently announced Nintendo Switch 2 game appears to either, but it hasn't stopped the detail from spreading on fundamentally broken internet. He said, is the YouTube chat? Nah, YouTube can't even drop links. If you're confused about the claim because you heard the price repeated as a fact 100 times by now, I can't blame you. In the immediate chaos following the Switch 2, players were left to dig up information themselves. Last week's Switch 2 Direct didn't even state the console's price. I only found one about it, though, in an email after the stream ended. Digital Trends, yeah, I don't fuck with that publication. Why don't you fuck with them? I'm not gonna say they're good or they're bad. I just never heard of them. That was confusing enough, but Nintendo's lack of transparency caused even more confusion around its games. It didn't take long for players to discover that the Mario Kart World and some Switch 2 editions of original Switch games will retail for $80. Variable pricing for games only made matters harder to understand as heavy. What is the source? Somewhere in the rapid learning process, word began to spread that the physical editions of some Switch 2 games would cost $90. The fact quickly mutated into a different one entirely. The physical Switch 2 games cost $90. It's hard to pinpoint where exactly. Where is your source? Did Nintendo say it didn't? How does something that's happened? You're just yapping. Let's break down the misinformation. Games are not listed as 90. Switch 2 games will inevitably bring up the Reddit thread from games titled Switch 2. Let's see the thread. Digital 90 for physical. This is only official. God damn, this is only official Reddit one. So yeah, we need this because this motherfucker is yapping, bro. It's because of the listings. All right, I'll take you for it. I'll eat the L. I'll eat the L. Let's say there isn't. Let's say it isn't 90. It doesn't change the fact they're gonna brick your fucking consoles. Seems more like this is an opinion piece. It's a 50-50. I think that even though there's no listing, I think Nintendo needs to come out and be like, there are no $90 games. It's only in the UK. Yeah, this is a lot of fucking yapping for nothing. I think Nintendo should come out and make a comment like, hey, our games are going to be $80, not $90. There are no physical $90 games. I think that would clear things up real quick. Nobody can show me a game listed at 90. That's why I keep asking, where did it come from? Real shit. All right, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna say 80. 80 is still OD. What do you mean when you say they're going to brick your console? If you do something they deem that's not Nintendo friendly, they reserve the right to basically disable your console. That's still a whole buck. Somebody in the chat is saying it's in the UK. I don't know, bro. Nintendo need to come out and say something. It's definitely OD. Either way, $80 games, they can break your console. And now we got a day one patch for the console, so there will be no reviews. So if you were looking to be informed and getting people's opinions on it, don't expect to get anybody's opinion on it, unless it's probably in a live stream. You could probably ask people. I won't have it. I didn't get it. Yo, shout out to Jan Noodle with the sub. Appreciate it.
Pop a brick from Dr. Eggman.
Don't expect anybody outside of maybe some live streams. If you find somebody who has it, you can ask them, what do you think of it so far? Did I sign up for the When Meets beta? Nah, I'm not interested in that game. Hold up, I got to put these clothes in the dryer. Ah! Washing my sheets. I'm washing my sheets. Yo, chat, let me ask y'all a question. How often do y'all wash your sheets? Be honest. How often do you wash your sheets? What's up, buddy? You need a hug? Oh my God. Ugh. You okay? You got a little burp? Come here. My bad. I thought you was about to throw up, dude. Let's say you better throw that shit up on the floor. Don't do that on me. I thought you was about to wild out. You okay? He just ate once a week, once a year. Who said once a year? Who said that? Let me scroll up in the chat. I'm about to give you a fucking 8,000, 800,000. Y'all niggas trying to be funny. Go wash your sheets. I'm gonna give you some time to wash your sheets now. Who said it? Yeah, let's play Russian roulette with your account. Funny guys. Y'all niggas nasty. And then you wonder why don't nobody want to come over your house. I got a twin size Lightning McQueen racing bed, and I wash my sheets once every 6 months. I haven't had a haircut in fucking 3 years. I don't understand why nobody wants me. I'm a good catch. I'm a high value man that makes $30,000. I'm 5'2". I make $25,000. I'm an alpha. I'm a fucking alpha. You guys need to listen to me. Take the fucking red pill. We have a rotation sheet. Yeah, the real ones know. You don't buy 2 or 3 sheets. That way you can just swap them out. Anyways, what else I got for you? Go see Yote. Let me turn this up a little bit. You got 30 bed sheets. God damn, nigga, you rich. Drop 5 subs in the chat. Washing your ass is the woke mind virus. I feel that. Ghost of Yote devs say they got Japan wrong, so they started over. This article came out today. The developers of Ghost of Yote said they didn't feel like they depicted Japan correctly. And the people who shat on Assassin's Creed Shadows, one of the main reasons they shat on it is they said Ubisoft didn't depict their beloved Japan correctly. They came out and straight up said it. Do you see anybody on the timeline talking about how Ghost of Yote is not Japan accurate? It's almost like they just didn't like niggas in the game. Nah. Yo, shout out to Cookie with the sub. Appreciate it. I bet y'all didn't even see this article.
Only Sonic wields that type of power.
In a surprisingly candid update, Sucker Punch admitted they started from a place of ignorance when planning in their next Samurai epic. Instead of brushing past it, they did something rare in AAA development. They started over with humility, cultural advisors, and a fresh creative process grounded in the real Japan they once only thought they knew. We were ignorant Americans. We didn't know the culture, the language, or the nuance, so we started again, read that part of the statement. Ghost of Yote's co-director Joanna Wang's statement describes the team's initial trip to the northern Japanese island where the highly anticipated 2020 Ghost... Oh, they're talking about the original one. I thought they were talking about Ghost of Yote. They worded it kind of weird. Never mind, they worded this kind of weird. So this is just a retrospective. This is a retrospective. They worded that title kind of weird. Yeah, clickbait title. See, this is why I don't like clickbait. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why it's important to read the article. Read the article, man. This just goes to show you I don't be capping when I say I just be scrolling. I'll see an interesting title, I'll save it, and I'll talk about it on the stream. The only time I'll ever talk about something without reading it on stream is because I already read the fucking article. But this one I didn't. The title just caught me. It almost got me, but we read. They're just talking about early development of Ghost of Tsushima, basically. Saying they just started making something and then they felt like it was ignorant, so they decided to reach out to advisors and make something more authentic. That's basically what the article is saying. Reading is fundamental. Read, nigga, read. Well, good for them. But I thought they were talking about Ghost of Yote. So that's why nobody was talking about it. You know what you did, Anthony. Right, that's why nobody was talking about it. We know you know what you did. New Ninja Gaiden gameplay. Dude, you gotta get off my body, bro. All right, new gameplay from Ninja Gaiden 4. Another banger coming out later this year. We're back, baby. We're back. That shit is so disrespectful when he slams him. The Leaf Hurricane. Yes, it's Twitter's video player. You know Elon don't ever want to fix his damn site. Am I playing this? Of course I'm playing this. I love Ninja Gaiden. $80 Ninja Gaiden, no thanks. Good thing it's gonna be on Game Pass. I ain't paying for this shit either. It's on Game Pass, dog. So if you don't want to pay $80, you could just pay $20 and beat it and get off the game. Another W for Game Pass. Yeah, the welfare pass is up, man. I need y'all to stop calling this shit the welfare pass, because they doing good out here. They feeding the streets. Between this Doom, South to Midnight. More bangers on the way. Excited. This will be here later in the year. Let's see. Yeah, I seen that shit about Grok. I seen that shit. That shit's goofy, bro. That's why I don't use that shit. I don't use that. I like Perplexity. Let's see. Oh, and nobody's surprised, the NBA 2K community has disappointed everybody once again. The past week, I've been covering articles involving other various different companies or quarterly earnings calls. Yesterday, we did Square Enix. Ubisoft had theirs, and during these earnings calls, they're very important because they talk about the future of the company. And some news came out in regards to NBA 2K's earnings call. And once again, they've disappointed the community. So I'm just going to go ahead and summarize it for you. If you're wondering why microtransactions keep going up in price and why they will not disappear out of your games and why they're even starting to invade your single player games, it's because, and what I'm about to say, if it don't apply, let it fly. But you niggas lack self-control. Just in, NBA 2K saw a 42% growth, almost 50% growth in consumer spending in the last quarter alone.
Nigga, you ain't funny.
Consumer spending rose 14% with NBA 2K25 having better than expected performance. Now, this news is especially fucking funny because right now, yo, shout out to Jordan. Yeah, I'm glad I quit too. Shout out to Jordan with the sub. Right now, there is a conversation. I keep seeing it on my timeline from all the 2K creators. I replied to one of the dudes, Brother Jones. Shout out to Brother Jones. He cool. He asked on Twitter, if you stop playing NBA 2K25, what made you stop playing? I'm trying to see something. And I just replied and talked about all the different great games that are coming out. But I've seen a lot of tweets from a lot of different 2K creators on my For You page talking about how ass the NBA 2K25 is, the state of the game, the shootings being inconsistent. They're complaining about the games being fixed. Like when you're losing, the losing team gets a boost and they just start making everything or whatever. And I guess Ronnie 2K joked about it and confirmed it on stream. So the game is apparently just in a terrible state. I don't know, because I stopped playing that shit after about a month and a half. He said they do. But they are still bitching about this game. But then it's confusing. Because friendly reminder, the majority of NBA 2K's earnings does not come from the $70 price tag. I understand that it's the only basketball game on the market. I love basketball myself. But I don't spend exorbitant amounts of money on VC. That is where they make all their money. And that is why there's been a 42% growth in consumer spending. You do not get 42% growth year over year, quarter over quarter from a $70 video game. You get that from excessive spending on t-shirts, shoes, go-karts, custom basketballs, goofy dances. You're out of control. Take-Two expects 7% growth in the next quarter. They say, we see what you saying on the internet. We know you said the game trash, but you still gonna buy it. They have go-karts. Yeah, they got nigga, they got Gundams in NBA 2K. You think I'm playing NBA 2K as mech suits?
Come back. It's your first time coming to my house. Coming to my house.
What the hell?
Hey.
They got mech suits in the game, bro.
Teddy bear suit, he's deep in.
This is what they do. And they just be standing on the server, bro. Just be standing in the... And by the way, the mech suit doesn't do anything. You just get in it and you walk around the city. You can't shoot niggas. You can't fly. You can't be Iron Man, nothing. You just walk around. It's literally what I was talking about in my video. It's designed to fool people into feeling like they have to spend money. Like, oh, you broke ass bitches, y'all just walking in the city. Yeah, it's R farming. You're paying. Pay like $50 for that shit, bruh. And niggas be gassing that shit on social media, and then they be like, we don't know the... Like, I get it. If they get you with the $70, I swear to God, if y'all just stop buying the VC, I swear to God, this game will improve within a year or two. I'm telling you right now. Stop buying VC, and I swear to God, this game will improve. That's the biggest issue. But you can't stop. Y'all fucking fiends, bro. Y'all are fucking fiends. But they be sitting on the internet. We need to start a challenge, bro. If you follow any 2K creators, be like, if you consider yourself a leader in this community, in order for me to continue to follow your content, I need to see your purchase history. Start tweeting these niggas. Be like, you got all these strong opinions about the game. Let me see your purchase history. If niggas don't want to show their purchase history, you know what it is. Niggas show their purchase history, got $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 in VC. I don't know how I spent that much. What do you mean you don't know how much you spent? You bought a car. You spent $20,000 this year to buy a virtual car, but you don't got a real one. This is crazy. I'm doing it for my YouTube channel. This is for the tax write-offs, bro. You're operating in a loss. I hate to break it to you. You're not doing it for anybody. You're just doing it for yourself. You don't know how to act, bro. It won't, bro. 2K niggas only play 2K. They feel like they've been playing it for this long. Why not stop? I'm gonna keep preaching, hoping one day people get it together. Yo, look at the Marathon Dev Team Twitter account. They admitted to stealing art. Are you for real? Marathon Is that it? Marathon the game. I didn't know that one. Hold up. Where's it at? Who got the link? No, they have a dev team Twitter account. Well, somebody link it. Why would I know what that is? Listen, bro, I don't even give a fuck about this game. So why would I know what the dev Twitter team account? This game, I'm gonna go ahead and say this game's DOA. And now y'all telling me they still in art too? That just confirms it. Nobody's talking about this game, bro. That beta came out and niggas fell up. Somebody who's a sub, can you drop the link? Because you just got sniped. There we go. Okay. This threat is insanely damning and shows that Bungie lifted designs themselves or the company, Kuro Hops, did and sold them to Bungie. A number of these are direct copies, so while AI sourcing is possible, it seems unlikely for all cases here. This creator's work spans back nearly a decade and shows thousands of pieces of art. They can be found here at antireal.info, and if you played Marathon as I have, you will identify a number of them instantly. So where's the comparison? Aleph. What am I looking at? Why is this shit not loading? There we go. Industry Plant as game. What's Bungie? I don't know about Industry Plant. So which one's Bungie and which one's the original artist? Or is this all the same shit? I don't know what I'm looking at. Cause I'm not gonna lie, they're gonna have to pay me to care about this game. Bungie, Finesse, Sony. Let me find out. Is this what they're stealing? I'm confused to what's being stolen. You say yarn. This game's so boring. I almost don't care. Oh no, Bungie, say it ain't so. Y'all niggas stealing shit too. Who told Bungie we wanted an extraction shooter? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking at. It doesn't matter, bro. We playing Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders really did steal their thunder. People seem to be really excited about that game. I didn't get a chance to try it, but I see people speaking very highly of it. So it must be something to it. Marathon's gonna flop hard as fuck and the crazy part is apparently Marathon was ass. Like that's the best version that they've made in years. I was like, I think this game is DOA. They came out with the beta. I can't stress enough. This is Bungie, guys. The creators of Halo. The creators of Destiny. Some of the biggest IPs in the world. They put out a beta for their game, and within 24 hours, everybody stopped talking about it. And the people who were talking about it, like in the first 48 hours, I didn't see anything positive. I didn't see anything super negative. It was just like, oh, it's a game. I was like, that's not a good sign. We immediately investigated a concern regarding unauthorized use of artist decals in Marathon and confirmed that a former Bungie artist included these in a texture sheet that was ultimately used in game. Oh, they coming up with a story already. They got the story already. They said, we as a collective at Bungie did not put these stolen decals into the game. It was one particular artist that we trusted. They throwing this nigga under the bus. This issue was unknown by our existing art team, and we're still reviewing how this oversight occurred. We take matters like this very seriously. We've reached out to the artist to discuss this issue, and we're committed to do right by the artist. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. Cut them a check. Cut them a check. At least they said they're trying to work something out. As a matter of policy, we do not use the work of artists without their permission. To prevent similar issues in the future, we are conducting a thorough review of our in-game assets, specifically those done by... You know, it's crazy too. I was watching a video earlier today and it was talking about the damage that AI is doing to people in regards to critical thinking. People are writing whole research papers with ChatGPT. Obviously, using art for like video games, like people are cutting corners basically. And it's like, I use AI personally for like just to enhance little things. Like I use it for research, but like you can't replace your critical thinking or your own personal art. This shit is fucking crazy. AI is turning people into dumbasses. So you know what? Like it's unfortunate, but if they are being honest, and I have no reason to say that they're lying, if they are being honest, at least they're trying to rectify the situation. They've reached out to them and they're saying, all right, come on, let us cut you a check or whatever. We didn't know. Is it a fat check, hopefully? But That's fucking crazy. I see DC college. Like I see I've been seeing more people on Twitter. Like a news story will come out and you can @ Grok on Twitter right now and you can say, hey Grok, what does this mean? Instead of just reading the article, niggas is adding Grok and having him explain everything. You see it. The most of the time I'll try to Google the article and read for myself. If I can't find something, I did it yesterday. I pulled up Perplexity and I asked about what's the hood from Marvel, and then it gave me a quick little breakdown or whatever. But motherfuckers is not even trying anymore. That's the problem, I think, and that's kind of scary. AI is like wearing a brace. It can be helpful, but when you're dependent on it, it becomes detriment. Ding, ding, ding. It's a tool I think you can use to enhance your life, but I think some folks is getting a little too entrenched with it. But yeah, hopefully my man gets his paycheck or whatever. Can't trust Grok AI no more. It's spewing bullshit about people from South African genocide. Yeah, I know. Well, no, it's not spewing bullshit. Because didn't it admit that Elon was trying to spew it to have a favorable view towards the South Africans that are here? I think it's like malfunctioning more than anything. Because it said he's trying, the AI said it's trying to tell the truth, but Elon is telling him to lie. These are weird. Look at this discussion we're having. These are weird ass times. That's why I don't use that shit, bro. I thought Grok was cool when it first came out, but like, I'm good off that shit, bro. How you tell a robot to lie? I have money. Listen to me. Yeah, like this, like we on some Ultron type shit. We inching towards it, bro. We are inching towards it. SNK CEO steps down after Fatal Fury City of Wolves bombs. Ladies and gentlemen, this game did not sell well, so the CEO stepped down. I think it had like 3,000 people. SteamDB, Fatal Fury. Let's check those numbers. Oh my God. Granted, most people don't play fighting games on PC, but even still, like Fatal Fury is a pretty big IP. To have only 800 people and peaked at 1,000 in the last 24 hours. In the last month, it peaked at 4,000. Yeah, nigga, you gotta step down, dog. Fatal Fury City of Wolves is the first new game in the series in 26 years. SNK has poured a lot of money into it from a marketing and advertising standpoint, but it doesn't appear to have paid dividends. And now SNK CEO has stepped down barely a month after its release. You might have seen Fatal Fury City of Wolves advertised somewhere. It was all over WWE's ring during the WrestleMania weekend. It's been heavily promoted on the internet and YouTube, and SNK's corporation went all in on the franchise's first new release in a quarter of the century. Low Steam numbers and sales have led to the company's CEO being transitioned to a new role already. So they didn't flat out fire him. They said, you got to go sit in the corner. Cristiano Ronaldo being a playable character, that was the nail in the coffin, to be honest. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to read all this shit. I'm going to tell you why this game failed. Let me take it back. People know City of Wolves is niche. People know what it is in the fighting game community, but to the mainstream, it is niche. So let me say, like, fighting game fans love this, but it is very niche in the mainstream. So it already had that working against it. They needed to advertise it more. Second reason that this game failed, it came out at a terrible time. I've been hyping this game up. I wanted to play it. Fatal Fury is one of my favorite fighting games. I always say that. I used to always play Garou Mao on the 360. It was a remaster, but that's what I used to play it on a lot, Xbox Arcade. So when they announced that they were bringing this series back, I was excited. The problem is, fans like me didn't get a chance to play it because you put it out at the same time as like 15 other games. And I hate to break it to you. I'm not playing this over Doom. I'm not playing this over Expedition 33. I'm not playing this over Monster Hunter. I'm not playing this over Assassin's Creed. You should have put this shit out in like the summer when there's nothing to play. They put it out. I think the main reason this failed is they put it out at a horrible time. It's just too many amazing games to be fucking with Fatal Fury. And then I think the icing on the cake is the fact that they did add Cristiano Ronaldo to the game. That didn't help either. From my understanding, this nigga got cases on him or something, and people wasn't fucking with that. I don't know why they put a soccer player in a fighting game. If you wanted to put a celebrity guest character, why not go get a boxer or an MMA fighter, Muay Thai, kickboxing? Like, why not go get a star who's known for fighting and put him in a fighting video game? They would have loved that. You put a soccer player in there, and you didn't even put the best one. I don't know a lot about football, but I know that nigga don't be winning shit. Am I correct? Why not get Messi? Like, oh shit. Yeah, you put a Chuck Norris in the game or some shit. I didn't see the FGC players playing it either because they knew off rip it ain't no money in this shit. The FGC not playing nothing if ain't no money in it. That's why they don't play Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct's a good game, but ain't no money in that shit. Said TBH knows ball. Oh shit. Because he's playing in the Saudi league. That's the reason people hate him. Some people in the chat say he had a case on him or something like that, like with some woman or some shit. I don't know. I don't care enough to look up him. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know about this being $60. There's a milli tournament happening. There's money behind the game. $1 million tournament and nobody wants to play it. That's how you know this shit dead as fuck. You couldn't even get the FGC pros to $1 million to get them to play it. So shout out to SNK. Get it together. You can slash some zombies for free with the Epic Games Store's next offering. The Epic Games Store is now offering Dead Island 2 for free. If you have a PC, you have until May 22nd. So if you're broke and looking for something to play, Dead Island 2, you guys waited like 15 years for this game. Didn't it come out like last year or a year or two ago? You can play it now. Just download the Epic Games Store and you can claim it for free. So shout out to all you niggas that paid for it. He said keep that shit. It was pretty mid. Yeah, I turned that shit off. I was like, this wasn't worth the 15-year wait. Let me hop into sub box because I saw what I got for y'all before we get on this game. I think it was 2023. The years are starting to blur together. It feels like it was last year, but it could be 2023. It was recently it came out. All right, what's going on? Who won the game? Thunder's Nuggets. Who won? Yo, what the fuck? Nuggets won. They tied 7. Ooh, who y'all got? Game 7. I'm gonna have to put that game on. When that's coming on? Sunday? Oh yeah, we watching that. Who y'all got? I hope the Nuggets win. I hope the Nuggets win, boy. Because all year I've been saying I think Joker is MVP, and niggas was like, no, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I'm like, that flip-flopping ass nigga, bruh. The game is over. I guarantee you this nigga's at the free throw line right now. He lives there. Get all them bullshit ass calls. This nigga Joker putting up 60, 20, and 30 and shit. He said Nuggets rise up. Joker's the best player for the last decade. Joker's killing it. Yeah, I hope they win. I'm definitely catching that one. All right, what else we got in here? I doubt there's anything interesting. Lost in Random Eternal Die. What is this? Did you see the Last Sentinel dev diary? I don't even know what the Last Sentinel is. Mind's Eye official gameplay teaser. Shadow Labyrinth is the Pac-Man Metroidvania I never knew I wanted. What? I know what Mind's Eye is. This is the game that is made by some former Rockstar devs. Because they put it in all the trailers. They want you to know they worked on Grand Theft Auto. If you niggas are still saying Shai is a big flopper than Joker are, y'all aren't watching the series. Everybody flops. Why Shai defenders be getting so mad? Everybody flops in the NBA, but to act like he's not one of the biggest offenders, that's what I'm talking about. Nobody said nobody else doesn't flop. That nigga is the biggest flopper, bruh. Remember the episode of Secret Level of Pac-Man? That's the game. I didn't see Secret Level at all. Yeah, there's nothing going on. All right, let me check out these joints. Free throw merchant.
Are you ready for what comes next?
I see hope. You can break us free from their daunting grasp.
If the Knicks lose game 6, I'm gonna laugh. When is that? Tomorrow? I need to watch that game too. I'm not playing this. Let's see. Yeah, it is tomorrow at 5. Like, baby, come on, let's put on a game. You gotta see. Oh, I want to see it. I've made the call. Listen, I said if the Knicks don't win tomorrow's game, y'all niggas in trouble. You do not want to get You do not want to give the Celtics any momentum. Y'all shouldn't be in this predicament in the first place. You have to close out the game tomorrow. If you don't, it's 50-50. It could go either way because momentum really is a thing. Brun's going to have to go fucking crazy, bro. Yeah, they are on fraud watch. You let the Celtics get a game off you when they didn't have Tatum is fucking crazy. No, Tatum's out for the season. He had to get Achilles surgery. He's out for the season. That's what makes it so egregious that they lost. Like, this was supposed to be a gentleman's sweep. But we'll see. That's going to be a fun game tomorrow. Could you imagine if Celtics win this game? Yeah, I part of me wants the anarchy, bro. Because, like, I just don't feel like, listen, if the Knicks win, it's going to be anarchy, man. It's going to be anarchy. They're going to blow up the entire fucking United States, just yelling, bing bong all over the fucking place. Niggas running into the bodega, sticking their hand in the cash register like Funk Flex and shit. We'll see, though. Mind's Eye official teaser. Fuck New York and fuck Boston. This looks like every Xbox 360 open world game.
Some of those red sand mercs are here too. They must be responsible.
I'm grabbing this game. This looks like a decent, maybe $20 bargain bin game, but I'm not really seeing anything mind-blowing.
Those mercs are leaving. I'm going after them. Any luck on the coordinates for that other hacker?
They're still working on it.
It's a cheap iPad game. I don't know about iPad game. I saw somebody say cat equals Carl ain't trustworthy. Sensational. Aki sandwiches. Yeah, Aki sandwiches gonna be $50 and shit. Did you ever play Overlord games? Nah, I don't even know what that is. Damn, don't want New York to have a parade. Traffic gonna be atrocious. Yeah, they need to lose. They need to lose, bro. I don't want either team to win. They both, fuck them both. All right. Let me get on the game.